Hello and welcome here to SuperGT, the heat race, the qualifying race, live from Westhill International Reversed. So, since all cars attending here in this race will advance, this is a little warm-up for the drivers. Will be a little warm-up for them as well as for me. First time I'm streaming Super GT. I hope you will enjoy it. So the grid is set, the 55 in front of the 81, 57, 70 and 69. We will have enough time to say some words about them during the race. The race is set for 20 laps. We're here at Westhill International Reversed with a cloudy afternoon, so a bit of a different lighting to what some of the drivers might used to be to have. Pretty early this time, this broadcast. We've got a late team coming, a Lanzarote Racing team is a bit late, but they will come in a few seconds. So on pole position for this race is Virus Racing team in front of Mafia Racing. Then last lap Motorsports. Last Lap Motorsport, then we've got Scuderia Gas Racing Team in... Well, there's the 70 cars should be in 4th position. It is now in 4th position. Then we've got Hellenic Racing Team in 5th position. 6th position is Lanzarote Racing Team, should be at least, by Tracker. And last but not least, we do have cargame.nl. You can track the action on tracker.mastersofendurance.eu. The drivers are now told to ready up. I changed the interface because it was requested. I don't know why really it was requested, because, well, doesn't change much. Especially while running TV Director. But anyways. So all cars here in this race are GT300 cars, sorry. So we do have today overall full grid with 13 GT500 cars and 17 GT300 cars. All of those cars here, we see will advance. So here we are for the qualifying race. And the race is on. Big pack after turn 1 into the sweepers. Two groups of 2 gets narrow. They stay on track. Now it sorts out a bit. They are now all single file. An attack there by Perez, and Perez makes the pass on Lobato. Now Lobato has to look into his mirror and well, he lets the car of Clara relatively easily by his side. No real defense move there. First lap in the books, Team Virus leads in front of Mafia Racing. Last lap Motorsport, Scuderia Gas Racing Team, Hellenic Racing Team, Lanzarote Racing Team and Car Game NL. Clara's now pretty close to pass. But now he has to defend against Lovato. Lovato in the slipstream, no place to pass here. Front him, Pears took a look at Pinto, but now Pears has to look back again. Clara has some momentum out of there. The Lanzarote Racing Team car on to the outside line. But he cannot make a move there. Pretty difficult to do it via the outside line, and Dorelli had enough moment. You saw it in the background. Now another attack by Clara against Pears. Again Pears through the outside, through the chicane, and this can end up badly. But they stayed relatively, no, not even, well, they stayed fair, and no one's hurt out of that situation. But Pinto could profit out of that. And, well, he made up a nice little gap. He doesn't have always to look into his mirrors now. And now Clara gets attacked by Lovato. Lovato through the outside uses the greatest speed with his FXR, I wanted to FZR, I wanted to say, but now here is the counter move, and Lovato had to go over the grass to make it back to the tarmac, onto the tarmac. Few positions up there. Pinto lost his lap again. Last lap Motorsport will have to defend their position against Hellenic Racing. But a big wiggle there by Hellenic Racing. which might open the door for Clara again. And the Lanzarote racing car goes around the outside and now has the inside on the second turn here. Oh! And a spin. Has some spins off. And so he falls back into the last position to 7th. And now Clara's chasing Pinto. Oh, and Pinto made a mistake there. It was too wide on the exit and he had to use a lot of grass there. And this allows now Clara to at least try the pass. He made the pass, but now he has to defend himself against the counter attack on this long straight. After 5 laps we've got Team Virus up in the lead. About 5.6 seconds in front of Lanzarote Racing Team, and Clara in front of Pinto, and Pinto now has to look into his mirrors because the FZR of Lobato is trying to get around him. Here in fast corners he could make a slight gap again, but well, on the long straight he will have a tough job to defend his position. There goes Lobato to his left side, and through he is. At least sideways there, but you can stay ahead of Pinto. The Portuguese driver now tries, well, he shows himself in the mirror. And now braking for this long chicane. Onto the long straight, back straight there. But the slipstream doesn't help him much. Thereby Pinto is now in 4th position. Looking a bit back here, we have Serin and Dorelli. Dorelli in the blue and white and black Mafia car, while Serin is in the orange and black car game NL car. There he goes by. Car game would need to try to stay in the back in the slipstream, but this was not successful. Closing up rapidly, there is Paris, who earlier spun his car around. Someone's off there. Ooh! Dorelli was off there, so the position he just made up earlier this lap, he threw away. They've not been close enough to each other, so that's this has to be out of his own, well, his own fault. And here car game defends their 5th position. As now tries to look to the inside for the chicane, but it passes him even before the chicane. Oh, contact! And Pears spun again, but this time not by his own. He might now be overtaken by the Mafia car. So Pears is back in the last position. The rest of the field is pretty much stretched out. They all have a couple of seconds between each other. So this is the closest battle here on track. For those who tuned in during the broadcast, we're here in the qualifying race, but the qualifying race today has no real effect towards the main event, because we do have, including those cars racing here, 17 GT 300 cars plus 13 GT 500 cars, and therefore all cars will advance from this race into the main event, which will be live here right after this, starting with qualifying, and then the main race. Main race is scheduled for 60 laps. Staying on this still. He might prepare a move now into the fast chicane. Let's see how Dorelli can defend the 6th spot here. Oh, a mistake by Dorelli there. And sideways moment for him, and this gives Perez the chance with a slightly better exit there to the inside, entering the fast chicane, this bad chicane. If you are too wide, he has to cut to the inside to make the move. No one's hit the tyre though. Dorelli takes a look to the inside here, but doesn't make his nose into the gap, doesn't bring his nose into the gap. And so Perez is back away from the black jersey spot. And Dorelli even cuts some grass. I don't know if the sheep will be happy that he's cutting all their food. This brings a moment to give you a rundown with 8 laps to go. We do have Team Virus in the lead. James Piss driving here. Second is Lanzarote Racing Team with Clara. Third is Scuderia Gas Racing Team. Fourth, Last Lap Motorsports with Pinto. Fifth is Car Game NL with Sorin driving. Here we do have Perez, who races for Mafia Racing in 6th position, and last but not least Hellenic Racing Team, Mafia Racing Team Dorelli, and in front of him there's Perez for Hellenic Racing Team. Sorry that I mixed them up. Oh! know what exactly happened there. I was concentrated on switching some cameras. Well, the actual race will be more exciting because we do have 3 times more cars on track. 4 times even. About. Not exactly, but about. And moreover, they will be in 2 classes. So I guess that traffic might be an issue, especially if you're approaching that chicane. Here we see it another time with Lobato traveling through. If some of the GT300 drivers aren't really looking into their mirrors, or if the GT500 drivers are seeing some gaps there which are not really existing, then this could turn out ugly in that special turn. The rest of the track is relatively wide, so lapping should be no problem. At least I don't see a problem yet with it. Five laps to go. Leaders again in the sweeping section. So we're entering the start-finish straight. That's the actual track. Some people mourning that with these cars the lap is pretty boring, at least in GT 300. Of course, GT 300 cars have significantly less power than the GT 500s, and you're not as much on the edge with these cars as you would be with the GT 500, but we don't have one yet here on the stream. Two laps and the rest of this one to go. We can take a look at the points meanwhile. In GT 500 we've got a pretty big lead by Western Wolves. They actually can make the championship stick here in this race. They just need to finish ahead of Speedo, or Speedo may not score more than 5 points. 5 points more than Western Wolves, of course. The Danish racing team has only theoretical chances, and Genu Racing is out of the race for the GT 500 title. In GT 300 we've got Vortex Racing in the lead. There the affair is a bit closer. Genu Racing in second position with 93 points to 109, so 16 points difference. So Vortex would need to score 10 points more than Genu Racing to become the inaugural GT 300 champion in the Super GT series. And the Western Wolves, Western Wolves and Speedo also have chances, but especially Speedo is only an outsider with the remaining 2 rounds to go. So, and now Virus Racing takes a win here in the qualifying race. James Pearce entering the start-finish straight. Win for James Pearce. Second, Clara for Lanzarote Racing Team. Third is Lobato. Scuderia Gas Racing Team. Pinto slowly coming up to the start-finish line. He lost a couple of positions and finished in 4th position for Last Lap Motorsports. Serene for cargame.nl in 5th. Sixth place for Paris, who are approaching the line now. And Durelli from Mafia Racing. And this final turn here. Finishing in 7th position. So we completed this race. Some of the GT500 guys were too early on the server. This might cause some trouble for them. We'll stay here on the main server for GT500 qualifying. We'll always take a look to what happens in the GT300s on the backup server. So, qualifying session will start with a slight delay due to the delayed start and the pretty big length of this qualifying race. Now everyone joined the server. We'll also take a lap around the track with one of the GT500 cars. Still some drivers are joining. and the cars are peeling out of the pit lane. First car out is Caracas for virus race for speedo racing. So, lap done, joining spectators and then go out for another lap. That's what you do here in the series, no hardcore qualifying. And the lap we were on board was 1 minute 29.86. An average speed of 207.52 kilometers per hour. Of course, this means provisional pole position until we do have other times in the tracker. Again, if you want to check out sessions and so on, you should go to tracker.mastersofendurance.eu. There you find the tracker in friendly green and red, showing you the time remaining, the qualifying status, and of course the qualifying times by the different teams. And now we've got a major update. So PDO, the lap we were on, is really currently the pole position lap in front of Western Wolves, Genu Racing, Team Virus, Sonic Realms, the Danish Racing Team, Team Evo, and Last Lap Motorsports. Cameraing doesn't have huge sense here, I fear. In GT300 we do have player zone on the provisional pole position in front of Vortex Racing, Core Racing, Speeder Racing, Genu Racing, GTS Motorsports, Sonic Realms, Mafia Racing, Savage Sim Sport, Scuderia Gas Racing Team, Angel Power Racing, Last Lap Motorsports, Hellenic Racing and Cargame.nl, and this changed in the minute I said so. But Tracker pretty well unveiled the speed difference between GT500s and GT300s. GT500s all have around 207 to 205 in this range. It has average speed. The GT 300 cars are all around 190, so about 15 kph in average, which GT500s are faster. Ready to roll racing with Sasha Riegl, who just took the pole position at 1 minute 29.81. Here we have the pole sitter. Only 500ths of a second faster than Caracas. Eleven and a half minutes to go. Little wide there on the exit, Sasha Riegl. Western Wolves in third position with a 1 minute 29.99. Fourth, Genu Racing's Dominic Engel with a 1 minute 30.11. Evo, and we've got an update. Core Racing got into third position. Sunanen drove 1 minute 29.94 on lap 4. Also Speed Racing, Renault Koots took pole position in the GT300s. 1 minute 37.47. He's about 0.3 of a second quicker than the player zone team behind him. Looking at Ronnie Conquish, who won yesterday the Kyoto 400 dual race. Won't finish up that high in the qualifying as it looks right now. He's sole GT 500 driver, slower than 200 kilometers per hour on his fastest lap. Might try it here again to get under the to get lower than his 1 minute 33.72. So we do have a total of 28 cars in the race later today. 16 GT300 cars and 12 GT500 cars. The main race should begin in about 20 minutes. A little bit later though, due to some slight delays in earlier sessions, in the earlier race actually. GT500 and GT300s are in different servers for qualifying, so they are not getting into each other's way. They will do enough of that in the main race. So less than 5 minutes to go. Current standings. We've got Ready to Roll Racing in pole position with a 1 minute 29.81. In front of Speedo Racing with a 1 minute 29.86. And Team Evo with a 1 minute 29.91. The rest in GT 500. We've got Core Racing in 4th position. 5th is Western Wolves. 6th is Genia Racing. 7th is Team Virus. 8th the Danish Racing Team. 9th Sonic Realms Racing. 10th Draft Racing Team. 11th Last Lap Motorsport, but they were now overtaken by Ronnie Kronpush with the Reality Racing Team car, and now a new last position car in GT 500. We have Last Lap Motorsports with Nathan Lamotte. So GT 300, we do have Speedo Racing in 1st position, a 1 minute 37.47. 2nd is Player Zone with a 1 minute 37.72. 3rd is Core Racing with a 1 minute 37.76. Moreover, we do have Vortex in 4th position. 5th is Lanzarote Racing Team, who qualified through the qualifying race earlier. 6th Genia Racing. 7th Sonic Realms Racing. 8th GTS Motorsports. 9th Team Virus. 10th Savage Sim Sports. 11th Mafia Racing. They were overtaken by Hellenic Racing Team, just as I say so. Hellenic Racing Team now in 11th position. 12th Mafia Racing. 13th Scuderia Gas Racing Team. 14th Angel Power Racing. 15th Last Lap Motorsports. And 16th Cargame.nl. Conquest Racing's GT1 did not enter qualifying. About a minute and 30 seconds to go. "48 seconds to go." So Hermann for Team Evo might be the last one to get over the line before the checkered flag comes out. He sets a new personal best lap.
User joined your channel.
Who's still on track? Let's take a look. Thierry still on track. Fast lap for him, for the Danish Racing Team. Here's the final car on the server, still on track. and he crosses the line and finishes the qualifying session. And now we should have the final standings here. So Speedo Racing taking pole position in last minute. Caracas did a 1 minute 29.68. Second will be Ready to Roll team with Sasha Riegler, a 1 minute 29.81. Team Evo is now in third position with Hermann driving a 1 minute 29.87. The rest of the field, Core Racing in fourth position with a 1 minute 29.92. Fifth, Western Wolves with Ronnie Frösköps, a 1 minute 29.99. Sixth, Team Virus, Perron did a 1 minute 30.04. Seventh, Genya Racing, Dominic Engel, 1 minute 30.10. Eighth, the Danish racing team, Tutjärvi on his last lap, we saw him, he did a 1 minute 30.16. Ninth, Sonic Realms, Shirvansu with a 1 minute 30.52. Gravit Racing team with Björklund, a 1 minute 30.85. The Reality Racing team, Ronnie Kronpush, a 1 minute 30.98. And Last Lap Motorsports on last position in GT 500. Nathan Lamoth did a 1 minute 31.18. In GT 300 we have Speedo Racing in pole position. Reno Kutz with a 1 minute 37.47. In front of Core Racing's Tossavainen with a 1 minute 37.62. And Vortex Motorsports with Jusela with a 1 minute 37.66. Player Zone with Wong in fourth position, a 1 minute 37.72. Lanzarote Racing Team with Pena, 1 minute 37.83. Genya Racing is Ivanov in sixth position with a 1 minute 37.87. Seventh, Team Virus, James Pierce with a 1 minute 37.98. Eighth, GTS Motorsports, Radu with a 1 minute 38.03. Only 100th behind him, Sonic Realms Racing with Root. Savage Sim Sports in 10th position, Lund did a 1 minute 38.34. 11th is Mafia Racing with 1 minute 38.64. Tony drove for them. Hellenic Racing Team with Pears in 12th position, a 1 minute 38.74. Scuderia Gus Racing Team, a 1 minute 38.93. Lobato drove for them. Angel Power Racing, Martins Capel, did a 1 minute 38.97 and is in 14th position at that time. Last Lap Motorsport with Lavrikov a 1 minute 39.46, and last but not least Car Game NL with Sorin and a 1 minute 40.08. So we take a short break here now, changing some stuff. We will be back for the race. It will not take more than 5 minutes.